Igbo mụ na-ege ntị, anyị ekene unu ọzọ na ụbọchị uhuruchi nke taa. N'elu akwụkwọ anyị sị ka nke onye chiri ya zelu, anyị sị na ụbọchị nke taa dịrị unu na mma, anyị che na ya dịka echi na echi ada agwụ agwụ. Otu anyị kwuru otu akwa ya dịrịrị ise ise ise. Dịka o siri anyị n'elu akwụkwọ, onye na-afụ ilu akwụkwọ bụ Deputy PM nke anyị ji Dr. Ngozi Orabaeze wee malụ, and also the Chief of Staff. O nwere ife okwu n'iru akwụkwọ n'ụbọchị uhuruchi nke taa anyị wetara unu. Anyị achọkwa unu ga ya bụ ife ọka kwuru unu nkwa anyị ga-ewetara unu update gbasịta maka ya bụ ife na-eme n'obodo nọ n'ime ya, and update gbasịta maka Biafran Prime Minister na Finland and Maazị Nnamdi Kanu's release. Ife ndị a ka anyị kwuwetara unu na nkwa anyị ga-ewetara unu n'iru akwụkwọ. Ge ya bụ ihe Chief of Staff kwuru, nke bụ also the Deputy PM. So gee ihe okwu n'iru akwụkwọ n'ụbọchị uhuruchi nke taa, ga-esi ya bụ ife dropụrụ ife iche n'ụdị nke gị gbasịta maka ihe bụ ihe ndị a niile okwu gasị gbasịta maka the latest update on the new dimension. All right, over to you.
Christopher Musa, the Nigeria Defense Chief, we heard you boasting. We heard you boasting with the name of our Prime Minister, that Simon Ekpa, since he has been restricted, there is peace in Southeast. But you know, you are not being factual. You know you're telling lies to the world. You know that what you are saying is incorrect. The Nigerian state. You know what you did in the past week. You know how you sent the reintegrated terrorists to kill our people, kill innocent people. All they do is sitting in their homes, enjoying their Christmas and New Year holidays. You send your marauders, you send your terrorists to go into Biafra land and kill our people. And then you, Christopher Musa, you were bold to come on air and tell the world that since our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, was restricted, that Southeast has been peaceful. Shame on you, Christopher Musa. Shame on all of you, the Southeast governors, for lying with the lives of our people. But I tell you, I promise you, these Biafrans you are seeing today, they are not the ones you know before. They are not the ones you've seen before. And you will never know our way. We will show you what it means to be independent. We will teach Nigeria. We will teach Nigeria and the terrorists they bring into our land a lesson that we never forget. You will run away from Biafra territory because as we stand, you are occupying a foreign state. So I want to tell Nigeria, I want to tell Christopher Musa and the terrorists he arranged and brought into our territory. The terrorists he arranged with some of our own Biafrans, the Ebubagos, the Southeast governors, the ones Saludo is putting together because of the upcoming election. The one who's they are mobilizing, Peter and Co. I want to tell you all now, Biafra is a free nation. What our leader Nnamdi Kanu did, and what you think our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa did, is going to be a piece of cake compared to what you are going to get, what is coming. For the sake of peace, I encourage you, Nigerian states, your military, your police, to quietly leave any Biafran territory. We have 40 states in the United States of Biafra. We've met all the criteria as an independent nation. Actually, we were a nation between 1967 and 1970. Nothing has changed. The only thing that has changed is the manipulations of the Nigerian state to divide us into smaller units, smaller states. We've been able to harness all that. We've been able to come together. And Biafrans now know that they are true Biafrans. Our geographical map is out there. We've established that. We are having network. We are allying with nations that have supported us, not only between 1967 and 1970 and never denounced that. We are creating new alliances by the day. We've declared our independence in Finland on the 29th of November 2024. We've met all the criteria, and we must defend our territory. Part of what we are doing today is part of that defense, part of that plan to make sure that the 40 states of Biafra, the state administrators and the governors, their security apparatus, they defend the whole Biafra land state by state. A crime in Sokoto, you must get permission from Abuja before you arrest the person. If somebody commits a crime in Imo State, you go and get permission from the Central Command in Abuja before you arrest that. How are you going to curb crimes? How are you going to reduce the crime in the state? When you do things like that, you must give power to the central, to the state police, to the state army, to make sure and to enable them to curb crimes and capture these terrorists that come to kill us. You must empower them. And that is the guideline that's set up by our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, and that is what we are going to follow. We are already following that. Again, I say thanks to the states. I've had several meetings with them that have been able to establish their comments and are doing very, very well. Thank you so much. Thank you. The challenges we get at this point is expected and transitional. Do not be worried, dear friends. Do not be worried by these shenanigans. It is expected. How else could we have known that somebody is not following the orders of the Prime Minister? How else could we have known that even with the declaration of the United States of Biafra, some people are not happy? How else could you have known that when we are putting the structures that Obatobia has put in place, some people are fighting it, trying to create something like parallel government, which does not exist. We have only one government. So this transitional phase in our struggle is important. The good thing about that is that Biafrans are wiser now. Biafrans know what is going on now. Biafrans know where to pick them. Biafra knows when they talk, where they are. And we continue to dismantle them anywhere we see them. There'll be no gap for these destroyers that are being used by the Nigerian government, and they pretend to be fighting for the restoration of Biafra. They are not genuine. By their actions, you will know them. And once you know them, you bring them down. That is what we continue to do. You cannot continue to disrupt our project. You cannot continue to disrupt our program and continue to allow the terrorists to kill our people. That cannot continue to happen. We cannot allow that to happen. Biafrans will deal with you mercilessly if you betray in a manner you will never expect. I keep telling people, what you don't know is bigger than you. Some of you think that you know our Prime Minister Obatobia just because he sends you on some errands, he gives you some assignments, you have meetings with him, then you think you know him. I pity you. If you know what the Prime Minister has prepared for the United States of Biafra Brigade, you will be shaken. You don't know Odogu. You do not know him. You don't know Obatobia. When you think you know him, when you attend meetings every day, when you roll around him, when you call him every day to gossip, when you formulate all kinds of lies and craziness, and he listens, he has a listening ear, then you think he approves what you say. Odogu can listen to you talk for 30 minutes, And after that, he will not talk. That doesn't mean he didn't listen to you. And that does not mean that he approves what you say. But some fools and mediocres that parade around him, they think that anytime, or because they have the opportunity to have meetings with him, therefore, they know Obatobie. I pity you. You do not know him. That is why Obatobie told me to take care of Biafra until he is free, until he comes out. What I know, most of you don't know that. You don't have to see me in meetings with Obatobie. I don't have to be there. But I know every single thing that is important to the restoration of this struggle, unless it's not important. Do not be deceived. Even myself, I do not know certain percentage of Obatobie. Talk less of some of you that knows nothing. You just run errands. You pay money. You pay money to people on ground. They send you. All of a sudden, it gets into your head. Then you start using the little opportunity to gain cheap popularity over things you have no knowledge about. But we've discovered all of you, one by one. We have a new government. What some of these ex-Briggy cabinet members are doing is not only criminal, but it's legally wrong. That could land some of them in jail. And those following them, be very, very careful. Some of you could end up in jail. In the next few weeks or days, some of you will hear from the hired criminal attorneys. You have no right to use any logo of the United States of Biafra, any logo of the Biafra government in exile that was approved by our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. You do not have a right to do any fundraising using the name of Biafra Republic government in exile and United States of Biafra or de facto. You do not have the right to do that. You do not have the right to deceive and bribe people. Obatobie abolished bribery. You cannot bribe anyone in this United States of Biafra. Even as an executive, you cannot take any gift from anybody. Obatobie has said several times he has warned people against it. You cannot bribe nobody. You cannot give things to anyone. Not even out of your good interest, but to make those individuals do what you do. That is criminal in the United States of Biafra government led by His Excellency Simon Ekpa. It is criminal. You cannot also do the same thing by using the little opportunity the Prime Minister give you to contact some men in homeland and use that opportunity to bribe them. And this money is the same money Biafrans are contributing. But you use it and give it to them as if it comes from you. Some of the international guests that came to film, the Prime Minister instructed an individual to pay for their flights using Biafra money, their hotel, using Biafra money. Most of these things are being done using Biafra money. But these individuals go behind and manipulate unsuspecting individuals that love Obatobie. That's what they do to continue to enhance their plan. Always ask them, who are they working for? Bribery is not acceptable in the new nation we are building. If you are caught in that, you will pay the price for that. The United States of Biafra military will continue to follow the rule of engagement and follow the appropriate discipline measures to operate. The men that work for our country, United States of Biafra men, able-bodied men and women, you do not see them online. Men that work for Obatobie, true soldiers of the Biafra territory. You don't see them online. These are being manipulated by some ex-Briggy cabinet members, sad individuals that go online to manipulate people claiming different names. But we will fish you out one at a time, and you will pay the price. The Biafra Security, Biafra Defense Force, Biafra Resistance Fighters, the Biafra Liberation Army cannot attack innocent Biafrans. We do not shoot guns on innocent Biafrans' homes. Obatobie never supports things like that. Those are the things that our Prime Minister is fighting against. No matter who you are, regardless of how you come out, you cannot go and be shooting innocent Biafran homes and be proclaiming Biafra Liberation Army or Biafra Defense Force. No, you are not. If we get you, we'll take you out. Our Prime Minister never, ever supports anything like that. So those of you that are being deceived and being used for this kind of intimidation of our people, calling people behind the scene, calling people on phone, threatening them with Amadioha, threatening them with all kinds of very foul languages, you need to stop. Biafra land is not a place where you call people on the phone and continue to threaten them, but they did not do what you want. Biafra land is not a place where they send some people dressed in uniform to be shooting recklessly in front of innocent Biafran's home. Anybody doing that, the commanders, you need to take care of those individuals. Our Biafra Liberation Army, Biafra Resistance Fighters, our security cannot harm Biafrans. They cannot harm Biafrans. All of you used to see them walking in marketplaces, walking in our villages, and our people will be hailing them because they know they can never hurt them. That is what our Prime Minister advocates, and that is how our military, and that is what the true Biafran militaries are. The task of the Biafran security forces is to protect our land from reintegrated and rehabilitated terrorists that come from the Nigeria state to kill us, kill our women, kill our children. That is the task of the Biafra security forces, Biafra Liberation Army, Biafra Resistance Fighters. Nothing more, nothing less. Protection of our land from the terrorists and their agents inside Biafra land, because they have Biafra agents inside the 40 states. So we will continue to confront them to leave our land. Anyone that does any of those above things, like shooting at people, terrorizing people, calling people behind the scene in the phone and threatening them, it's not working for Biafra. And we will not allow such individuals to continue such menace in Biafra land. A true Biafran cannot hijack the official email of the Biafran government and change passwords. That is criminal. A true Biafran cannot hijack and change government websites without approval from the authority of the government. That is criminal. A true Biafran cannot disobey the order of the Prime Minister to follow his surrogate. Those people are not working for Biafra. A true Biafra cannot threaten Biafrans online with fake names, presumed to be working for the Biafra Prime Minister. Going online, pretending to be military, banning innocent Biafrans from Biafra land without any cause. Using unapproved Twitter handles and innocent Biafrans. They think they are smart. They think they can use the power of the media to intimidate Biafrans. I keep telling them where they stop is where Biafrans start. At this point, I wanted to bring to the notice of Biafrans that a committee called the Conflict Resolution Committee was formally dissolved by the Biafra Republic government in exile over 4 weeks ago. Anything done by this committee in any way does not represent Biafra Republic government in exile or United States of Biafra. They were dissolved by a vote of about 20 to 9. How can you go and converge a committee that was dissolved by the Biafra Republic in exile cabinet members and now use them to appoint somebody to rule you? A committee that was formally and officially dissolved by a vote of about 20 to 9. Fully dissolved. Then some criminals went behind to now constitute this same CRC, conflict resolution, to appoint somebody to rule them. Ask these individuals, who are they working for? These are some of the criminals who have in the past threatened our Prime Minister, our indefatigable Agune Chamber Obatobie. These are some of the people that threaten him, telling Obatobie na Biafra this year. Most of you heard it. What makes you think that these individuals will all of a sudden change and become good people? They will never change. That thing they do, it will always repeat itself. You will do yourself a big danger by bringing and allowing such people to work near you. Once a saboteur, always a saboteur. No two ways about it. Even, I didn't want to talk about it, but even our lobbyists that recently tried to make some unguarded and incorrect statement on Twitter. He has personally warned the Prime Minister and myself about some of these individuals against the government. So what is the justification for his change?
Ende by Guadalupe and Kunisi, Venezuela, and many Ubosi Uru Chinketana Eastern News 24, Baba Sure Uterunya Bozi, Dika Sipun, Konagin Uterun update. Bostama Kosia, Motu Kosia, the Nebedi Chiche. If you quick Bostama Kabi Fin, no, it was Ubosi Uru Chinketa, drop or I feature no dinkege on the commission below na Eastern News 24. Kemesia no munem.